Hello everyone. So welcome you back to Ashok Tutorials. Well, we have seen certain videos of Mtet Syllabus 2023, right? We have already seen for CDP Language 1, Language 2. So today this video will be about Mtet Syllabus 2023. Subject will be Environmental Studies and Paper 1, alright? So as you know that Paper 1, which is for LP section, has got 5 subjects, right? So what are they? CDP, language 1, language 2, then environmental studies, and another, the last one will be mathematics, right? So all these subjects are compulsory except the language subject where you can choose MIL, right? So as you know, this EVS will also be for 30 marks, and then you know, it will be for 30 marks means there will be 30 questions altogether, one question 1 mark. So it has got how many units? It has got 12 units. 12 units, all right? So there will be 12 unit in this particular subject. Then all right, I was trying to take the pen. All right, I got it. So let's see unit wise. So first we have nature, scope and importance of environmental studies at elementary stage. So you know, we have to know what is environmental studies, why it is so important that environmental studies are taken even up to graduation. So as you can see, people are taking environmental studies subject in graduation as well. So even I myself have studied environmental studies in my like graduation time, right? I have studied that, so I hope you also did. And they are like now environment is very important, right? For us it is very important because we live in an environment, we live in an ecosystem, right? So we make up an ecosystem. So there are different components, so lots and lots of things are there. I can explain each and every topic of environmental studies if you are interested in. So let's see. So you have to know what is the nature of environment, what are biodegradable things, what are non-biodegradable things, what are renewable stuffs, what are non-renewable stuffs. All these things you should know, right? Then what are the scopes we have, what is sustainable development. So all those things we have to understand. Then we have to know the importance of environment. So what does environment means? Does environment means only the biotic component, or the environment only the abiotic components? Those things we have to understand. How to save the environment, how to protect the environment, how to take care of the environment. All these things we will be learning in this particular unit 1. Now let's go to unit 2. So in unit 2 what we have, let's see, aims and objectives of teaching environmental studies with reference to NCF 2005, right? So it means that what is the aim and objective of teaching EVS with reference to NCF 2005. So you know what is NCF 2005, right? It is National Curriculum Framework, right? National Curriculum Framework. So according to NCF 2005, what are the aims and objectives and how it aids in the development of the human resources, the environmental different type of environmental resources. So those things we will understand, all right? But with respect to NCF 2005. Now let's go to unit 3. Let's see what we have in unit 3. So approaches to teaching learning environmental studies: observation, discussions, projects, visits, experiments, problem solving, activity based. Now if you want to reach somewhere, or if you want to understand somewhere, you have to go through small paths, or you have to go through the process, right? You have to follow some approaches. So what are the different approaches to teaching learning environmental studies? So which means when you are learning environmental studies or environmental science, or when you are teaching environmental studies, so what are the different approaches you will follow? So it can be, so the different approaches given over here are observations, we have to observe, we have to discuss, and then projects can be given, different type of topics and projects can be given. Then we can do field visits, we can do the visit of different heritages, libraries, then science exhibition we can take part in, then we can go to museums, right? Then experiment, we can perform different type of experimentation, then problem solving and activity based. So all these are the different approaches for what? Approaches for teaching and learning environmental studies. All right, so I'll not go so much into detail because I will be making videos and explaining all these step by step, one by one, so that when you watch the video you are clear by the end of the video that, oh, sir was talking about this, so which means this is given in this particular topic, which means I have to study only whatever it was given in the video in order to pass the examination, right? So you will get all of those, so don't worry about it, right? Now let's go to unit 4. So unit 4 says assessment in environmental studies, types of assessment, purpose of assessment, tools and techniques of assessment. So assessment, you know, right? So assessment can be formative assessment, it can be summative assessment. So there are different types of assessment: assessment for learning, assessment of learning, assessment in learning. So all those things we shall see with respect to environmental studies, right? Let's go to the next one, that is unit 5. What does unit 5 speak about? Learning, teaching, resources. So what are the different type of resources are we using in order to learn environmental studies, or in order to teach environmental studies? What are the different resources we are using? So those things we have to know, right? It can be environment itself. See, most of the time what happens is that when we are teaching environmental studies, we are taking example from the environment itself, right? We are taking example from our surrounding itself. So it is very much important, it is very much important that you understand the ecology, you study the ecology, you study the ecosystem, you study the geology, you know about the earth, right? So geoscience you have to know. Then let's go to unit 6. What is unit 6 speaking about? So natural resources, air, water, soil and their conservation. Now you see, there are certain things in our environment which is natural, as well as there are actually everything is natural, right? So what are the, like, what I mean is that there are certain things which are renewable and there are certain things which are not renewable. So let us see air. So we have air, we know what is air. So air is a mixture of different type of gases, right? What comes under air? Oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen, hydrogen. So all these are what? These are the gases, right? These are the gases. All these gases combined together, they form the air. All right. Now water. What is water? Chemically, you know, H2O means water, right? So water, there are different sources of water. Water comes from the hills. We find water in pond, lakes, rivers, oceans, right? Wells, underground water. Then we have soil. So soil means the land, right? The land where we stand, where we sit, where we build our houses. So these things, that is air, water and soil, these are getting polluted. Air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, right? And they are getting degraded. There is degradation of the land, there is degradation of the soil, then water pollution, air pollution. There are different agents, or there are different factors which are responsible for air pollution, right? Like over use of vehicle, emission of harmful gases by the vehicles, by the factories, by smoking. So, and water pollution is by oil spillage or testing different types of missiles and all, right? Then soil pollution by using different types of chemical fertilizers and dumping the waste materials under the soil. So these are the causes of different types of pollution. So what do we have to do? We have to conserve it. We have to follow sustainable development. We have to use these resources judiciously, right? Because we have to think about our future generation. So meanwhile, we have to also use it for ourselves. So it is so that we have to maintain a balance between the two, right? Let's go to the next one, that is unit 7, our environment. So what do we find in our environment? We find land and people, plants and animals, right? Which means we find biotic as well as abiotic factors. So land and people. So where do we live? Are we living in underwater? No, we live on land, right? Then we have different type of plants around us. We have different types of animals around us, right? There are different type of plant. Now what is the relation between the plants and animals, between the human beings? The relation is exchange of gases, right? The main connecting link between the two is the exchange of gases. And the food, whatever we eat, it comes from the plants or the animals, right? Then exchange of gases, which means when we release carbon dioxide, the plants, they consume the carbon dioxide and they release the oxygen which we take ourselves, right? So we are exchanging the gases, that is oxygen and carbon dioxide. And next one is number 8. Unit 8 says about food. So we know what is a food. So there are different components of food like carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, then water, like vitamins. So there are different types of resources or fats. So we human beings or animals, all of us, what do we need? We need the food. And this food is made by whom? This food is made by the plants, right? It is made by the plants. So the food is coming from the plant. Of course we cook it by ourselves, but then the natural source, the original source is the plant, right? Then let's see unit 9. Unit 9 says matter and materials around us. So we know that everything in this universe is made up of matter. Matter means what? Anything which occupies space and have mass is called a matter, right? Then matter can be solid, it can be liquid, it can be gases, right? And how the molecules are arranged in the matter, then we have to study different types of shapes they have, different types of materials they are composed of. So all these things we will study, that is solid, liquid and gas. All right, there are different type of forces between them, there are different types of arrangements they follow, compressibility they have, flexibility they have, rigidity they have. All right, interconversion we will study, water cycle, nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle, we shall study. All these things will come under matter and materials around us. And of course materials are can be metal, can be non-metal. So let's go to a vast variety, so which we will go in detail when I make a dedicated video on this. So let's go to now unit 10, environmental pollution and control, air, water and soil. See, this one already I explained in unit 6 and unit 10. So as I said, there are different types of environmental pollution: air pollution, water pollution and soil pollution. And how are we going to tackle this problem depends on us, right? So it depends on us. So we have to take a great care in solving this problem of pollution. Now biodiversity, let's see biodiversity, concepts and laws of biodiversity. Now what do you mean by bio? Bio means life, diversity means what? Diversity means the variation or the differences. So biodiversity means both plants and animals living in the environment, right? So biodiversity means different type. See, when we talk about humans, when we talk about animals, when we talk about plants, these are all not same, right? They are different. Plants are different, and even among plants there are different types of plants. Then animals are different, and even among animals there are different type of animals, right? So that is what we call biodiversity. So in a biodiversity, biodiversity is a very broad topic in fact. So we shall see when we study this in detail, right? So there are different type of forests, there are different type of deserts. So all these things we shall see under this particular topic. Now let's go to the last unit, that is unit 12. What does unit 12 say? Meghalaya: physical features, vegetation, climate, wildlife, origin and life of Khasis and Garos and their occupation. Now you see, this topic I don't even need to explain it to you, or I don't even have to say on this. Why? Because this is our topic, our state, right? Our beloved state, Meghalaya, the abode of clouds. So we know what we have in Meghalaya, how do we live, what is our culture, what is the society, what are our norms and rules in the society, then what was our origin, our freedom fighters, right? So everything we know very well. So this topic I believe is very easy for you to understand and for you to study. So physical features, you need to know the geography of Meghalaya. You need to know our state is divided into how many districts. All these things you should know, right? Then what is the type of vegetation we have? Of course, we have pine trees, and we have different type of vegetation. So that we have to know. Of course, we have differences between the Garo Hills region and the Khasi Hills region. The vegetation is different, right? So those things also we have to know. Then climate, what type of climate we have. The climate is also different, right? Of course, the state Meghalaya's, the capital is Shillong, right? So Shillong have got a very beautiful climate, we all know that. Then wildlife, then what is the state bird, what is the state animal, what is the state flower. So all those things you should know. Then origin, so how Meghalaya was originated, in which year we got the statehood. So recently we got this like I'm making the video now, I'll be uploading. So recently we celebrated, right, the Meghalaya Day. Then the life of Khasi people. See, what am I doing here is that I am making the videos for our Mtet aspirants. And who are these Mtet aspirants? Of course, these Mtet aspirants are Khasis, Garos, Gianters, and all our friends from different communities, right? So basically, when we talk about Meghalaya, right, the when we talk about Meghalaya, as we know, it is divided into three main parts, that is Khasis, Garos, and Gianters, right? So that is the major population of the state. Of course, we do have our other friends belonging to different communities, right? We have Bengalis, we have Assamese, we have Hajongs, we have Dalus, then we have Rabhas, right? Then we have Nepalis, we have, so many we have. So we live in harmony with one another, right? We live peacefully with one another. So that's why our state is excelling, right? We are very happy that we belong to Meghalaya. As Meghalaya, we live in, we live happily with the spirit of brotherhood with one another, right? So those things you need to know. And we all know that every year, we the people of Meghalaya, we celebrate festivals, right? So we celebrate Wangala festival, right? Then Senkuts name, I think. So then Bedin Klam. So all these festivals we are celebrating. Why are we celebrating all this? We are celebrating all this because the major population of our state, that is, we depend on agriculture, right? We depend on agriculture. So in order to give thanks to the nature, we celebrate these festivals, right? So every year towards the winter, we have these celebrations and we enjoy a lot, right? And this culture is being preserved since time immemorial, right? And we also know that Meghalaya is a very unique state. Why? Because we are the state which follows matrilineal society, right? We are matrilineal society, which means we take the surname of our mother, not the father, unlike all states, different states of our country. So Meghalaya is very special. We have the cleanest village in Asia in Maulin Long, right? Right? We have that. So we are blessed. We are so blessed, and we are the tourist destination, tourist attraction. We have different type of tourist attractions, like we have the Don Bosco Museum, then we have Dauki, we have Shillong Peak, we have Ward's Lake, we have Elephant Falls, then uh, we have Mausindram, we have Cherrapunji, right? Then we have Cathedral Church. So lots and lots. I will not be able to name everything. So much of places, tourist attractions we have in our state. So we are very lucky to be the people of Meghalaya. So we must love and protect our environment. You know, what can we do in order to protect our state? We, of course, can educate ourselves, right? We can educate ourselves, we can learn, we can teach, we can reduce the use of plastics. So we can carry out the different types of programs, environmental awareness programs, because each individual has their own role to play. So we can play a very important role as the individuals, as a citizen of the country, as the citizen of the state, right? So I think this is all in this video, and of course I will be explaining all these units in different videos, dedicated videos, all right? Provided you need, of course you do need, but let me know in the comment section, so that I feel happy, I feel motivated, and I enjoy making videos for you guys, so that you also score well, you pass your exams, you crack the Mtet exams, and you become government employees, and your life is blessed with a government job, so that you settle down, you decide what to do next, right? So that your life is a success. So this is why Ashok Tutorials is here. So do show your love and support to my channel Ashok Tutorials. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Ashok Tutorials. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.